I'm Kirsty MacDonald, the Gaelic Storymaker, here at the National Library of Scotland on International Women's Day. I wanted to talk a little bit about the role of women in Gaelic society historically, because they've always kind of been overlooked. In fact, even today, people are known as the daughter or son of the man of the man of the man, and never of the women. It's always patronymics, but there have been women over the centuries who have broken the mould and gone against the grain to make things a bit easier for those coming after them. One of those women was Mary MacLeod, or Nighean Ruaidh, who was born about 1600 in the Isle of Harris in Ruaidh. Now, she became the nursemaid to several generations of the chiefs of Clan MacLeod. And in those days, women were allowed to sing and compose certain types of songs, like lullabies and work songs, but the big poetry was left to the men. Mairi went against the grain and started writing those big poems. Now, people weren't pleased, but it came to a head when she finally wrote a fantastic elegy for a cousin of the chief called Sir Norman MacLeod of Berneray. This poem was so fantastic that the men were enraged, and the chief then forbade her from composing any more poetry. He said that she couldn't compose it inside or outside. But what did she do? She started composing her poetry on the threshold. She was neither outside in the men's world or inside in the women's world, according to tradition. So it just shows the incredible strength that she had. She didn't care, she disobeyed, and she just kept composing, and eventually was exiled to an island in the Inner Hebrides. She stayed there for quite a while, eventually was reinstated, continued to write fantastic poetry. But when she died, unbelievably, she was buried in the tradition of the Norse custom for a witch. She was buried face down in Ruaidh churchyard, according to tradition, buried under a pile of stones to ensure she would never rise again. Such was the rage that she created amongst men.